Hey man, welcome to First Time. Hey, this is the segment called Fit of the Week, and I'm in Chicago. I got Meech with me, and I'm at CE2 Clothing. Hey, where we located right now, Meech?
2138 West Chicago Avenue.
Okay, we're at West Chicago Avenue, bro. Tell me, being a young black brother in Chicago, how'd you open up this shop, man? How'd you get to this point right here?
Well, shit, first off, I started off in a car, in the trunk. It just, started with a thought. So I was getting into the real estate when I was around like 29, and it was causing me like sick, and 3 units, a nigga get a mortgage, and only one of them yours as far as income, and we always been dressed, me and a couple guys I grew up with, we always stayed in the fashion.
Okay.
So we spent a lot of money, like buying designer shit, like it just got to a point we used to be them people that was not having nothing, but we always had clothes. We was dressing, They ain't got no money but a closet full of So I'm thinking like, man, it's a time to save the money and figure out what I want to do with this. So I ended up buying an embroidery machine, and shit started with that and started wearing it on my own, wearing my own stuff to see if somebody was gonna comment on it. And then, just made an announcement one day, got it together, tried to figure out a name. Shit, like, we here right here now.
So where you get your name from? CE2, where that come from?
Alright, but CE2, the pronunciation is, this is an encyclopedia.
Okay.
The C, the E, and the 2 is my name, Kadaris Eckford. A C, a E, they're my initials.
Alright.
My
Show
daughter.
that to the camera right quick so I can see that.
I got some more shit too. So these like the hats, this is the stuff I started with. I started with just like hats.
Okay.
Alright, now these was the initials on them. The C, the E, and the 2. My daughter's birthday, February. That's where I get the 2 from. CE2. So, I was getting like backlash and shit. People not seeing my vision. And like, hey, that nigga got clothing line, got his whole name on the front of it. But, Calvin Klein. Boxes wrapped around somebody's waist. Tommy Hilfiger around somebody's waist. Everything. So they weren't seeing it. So what I did was try to make it clean. And so I started off with like polos. One hiding behind the garments is what I'm at right now. Okay. So I started wearing it. So, out west, we got this little thing where, everybody, the town's small. So we rank dresses. We be on the phone and who is this and who dressed this, who wear this, who do that. My name was one of them, so I removed myself from wearing everybody else's stuff to hide behind mine.
Gotcha.
And then just got to a point where I'm like, I'm gonna wear my stuff, and then the homie might be like, hey, you know what, make me one. And my shoes red and green, bring me out a polo red and green. He wear it in his neighborhood. His hood, man, tell him to make me a purple, yellow, black, white. And then I start, just came from that.
So what I hear is the grind, right? As an entrepreneur, every day, the hustle. Because me, myself, starting a podcast for my first time, that's like I'm kind of experiencing the same thing, right? Nobody really seeing your vision. So when you were going through that, like, how did you get through that moment when you knew that nobody see your vision, but you knew you had your plan, that you knew that you wanted to work. So how did you push through that moment, right?
Knowing where I didn't want to go back to.
Yeah.
So I ain't never forget where I came from. I know exactly where I came from. That's why I ain't going back.
Yeah.
And when I knew it was about income, I knew I didn't have to get it the way that I was getting it.
All right.
So I ended up catching a case, taking 6 years, doing 3, ended up getting work release, and just had a daughter. And it was basically about transition, man. People that saw me, grow and help me, and got to get my stuff together, fixing my credit, things like that, learning the difference of it, and shit, got to this with that.
Alright, so where you get your design from, and what inspired you to design? Like, cause man, you got a lot of fresh stuff in the store walking around. Like, I'm caught one of them jackets in the back, them leather
these
jackets.
big ass sizes now, man.
I'm saying like, you ain't got nothing in the store, bro, and it's not a bad thing. Like, y'all gotta understand, bro ain't got nothing in the store, cause he like, store he done sold out. So like, how that feel, man? You open up your store and you like sell out like hella quick, and you can't keep nothing on the racks, bro.
Man, the question I asked was, should I feel bad for running out or feel good for selling out? So that's the question I keep asking myself. Like, man, I don't know. But I did the opening. We was supposed to do like a, cut the ribbon. That's some shit that everybody do, cut ribbons and all of that. I didn't initially want to do it. I opened a store the day that my grandma passed 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I was gonna let my granddaddy and my daughter cut it because I ain't want like the attention. It got to a point where I opened at 1 and people started coming at 12:30 and shit. We never got to cut nothing. They just got to coming in. People were showing love. Like I said, these the same people that's been showing love for like 4 years when I was out of trunk.
Okay, so this has been a steady grind. This has been like a 4-year grind for you.
With the clothes,
With the clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, so like people need to understand he didn't just get to this spot right here. The man had to grind. So like when you want to get there, I mean, you got to start somewhere. Like I said, like with me, start small. So he started small with a trunk and a dream, and a rotary machine. And man, look, he
Chicago, it get dangerous, man. You know, you riding around selling shit.
Yeah.
And that'd be cool.
So what's that like? You know, trying to promote yourself in Chicago with the dangers. You know, you know what you got, and you know, people might try to take advantage of you or take things from you when you're trying to grind like that.
It really just depends on who you is out here. I've been out here my whole life, so I'm 33, and you know, I don't think it may be some people that dislike me, but I ain't really. It's some places that I don't feel going. But I know how dangerous it can get, and you know, you be saying that, you know, you wish somebody would. I know somebody will. And yeah, it just gets to a point you got to be smart. Then the people around you that that still be out here, they get to thinking about you, and they know what you do. It should feel like going to the league, man. You know, when you got them people that know that you did this and did that, and they want to make sure you cool, and they ain't look, nah, bro, make sure you do this, and they get to bringing them examples. Like, it get to a point you got to pop your trunk, and you got to turn your head around, and you deal with shit that people do. And that's what it started becoming that way. I think like that. It never happened, you know. I'm glad it didn't, but you know, it get to that thought where you be like, this shit getting dangerous. You know how much everything costs. So, you know, I'm popping trunks, you know, pulling up on blocks making $2,500.
Right.
I got guys from certain areas that are, hey, slide over here. This is my homie, this is what we win. And make everybody over there get it. So then I got certain areas that, you know, that ain't a part of that feel that, oh man, you won't come over here and all of that. Like, you know, you come to where I'm at. And then you get to meet people, but you know how this is out here in these streets, man. You know, I just do what's comfortable for me. It's for everybody, but you know, the people I don't got a communication with, I try to figure out ways to get it.
Alright, so do you plan on opening up more locations?
Yeah, I'm in the process of trying to do that right now. I'm into property right now that I'm trying to get rid of one of in order to open up a store. So I feel like, you know, me getting into property and renting something out is backwards to me, but we all got to start somewhere. So I'm in the process of getting me a commercial residential. Okay,
so you just storefront or you online? Can people get at you online?
No, I haven't had time to do it. I'm a one-man band. Everything I'm doing, I make all my own designs. I come up with all my own slogans. I did all my own embroidery until I started getting a person that's doing manufacturing. So I've been doing everything for 4 years, and it's hard to try to do that because when somebody do something, I'm always, nah, let me do that. I don't like how nobody else do nothing. But I get a little help from people though, you know what I'm saying? But for majority of the thing, it's just me. So I'm working on a website. I'm working on inventory right now. I got to do one thing at a time. I sold out. I'm waiting on inventory. So I got to wait 3 weeks for inventory. I just come down here with all these big ass shirts. I ain't got nothing like 2X, 3X, 4X, and 5X. So everything extra small to large gone. So I gotta wait for somebody to come in here that's like 240 pounds or more to come in and get something. So I just wait, close it down, and just get back right. Try to, you know.
So let me ask you this, bro. With the, you know, I ain't gonna take too much more of your time. I know you're busy, man. Hey, with COVID and everything happening, did that like deter you from making the move that you made? Seeing that, you know, your storefront, people got to come in here face-to-face interaction. Did that deter you from opening up your shop regardless?
Now at moments it was because wasn't nobody coming outside. So when we had the restrictions, I'm selling clothes. How I'm gonna sell it to somebody that can't come out? So that kind of did it hurt me, but it helped the thought pattern on what I was gonna come out with next. So stuff that I wanted to rush into, I had the time to switch it up through COVID. So it was garments that I had that I thought I liked it. I tried samples. Every piece of thing that I bought, I buy a sample of it. Maybe spend like $300 to $400 through every manufacturer, wash and dry, see which come out the best. So if COVID wasn't here, I probably rushed into something. So I mean, COVID kind of helped my thought pattern and my design. But
so with you, you know, picking this spot, you know what I mean, and with everything that's going on. for you, what would be like the biggest thing you think if you could go to a younger cat and talk to him? Like, what would you tell him? What would be like a way you would be able to reach him? Because you've been through that, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is like? Because we were talking about like you gotta go through these extreme situations,
Yeah,
right,
you
to
do.
change,
Yeah.
right? But why do we have to go through those extreme situations? Like, why can't we? You know, we always say, like you said, man, if I would know better, if I would known this earlier. So we letting people know now.
Because people got people who they already listening to and what they used to. Some people have already been manipulated already, so their manipulation turn into what they already know. So when they hear you, you sound like what they already got already. Yeah. So now it's sad to say that you got to show somebody versus telling them, but I mean, I'm comfortable with that too, because I used to be that person that had to listen to somebody, you know what I'm saying? We come up, like, you know, from these areas where we hustle, and it's always somebody above you, and no matter what you do. So when you're young, it was points where our word ain't nothing. It's about, you know, you got to be a soldier first. You always got to lead. We all listening to somebody to an extent. So it's about touching people. And like with me, all of this shit, everything I ever did was really like in the street shit. So meet different people, and you got to just deal with the shit and just really figure out how you going to be different. You got to do shit to let people know that you ain't doing that no more. Because I always had the same look. This is how I was dressing when I was in the streets. So when I see young guys, they run up, hey, damn, my nigga, like, put me on. I mean, like, you want to work at the store, you want to help me ride around with shit. I mean,